ASTECTV.
Hello, my name is Alex Benson.
And I'm Katie Lopez, and this is ASTECTV.
Today, we have some amazing stories about a new way to carry textbooks, a technological quilt, a new Rubik's Cube that puts older models to shame, and the Kicker app, now on the market.
We also have a tour through the Oklahoma History Center.
Here with the Kicker story is Zach Allen.
Have you ever tried to go to your favorite band's concert and then you find out that the tickets were sold out because you waited too long? Well, then you might want to check out the Songkick app for the iPhone. It automatically scans your music database for your favorite artist and will alert you when a concert is scheduled near your area. It gives you the time and location so that you can order your tickets right away. Do you want to invite some friends to come along? Then you can send them an invite straight from the app. So download this app for free and never miss another concert again.
Next, we have our very own anchor with an educational shindig.
The days of carrying 10-pound science and math textbooks are over. Well, maybe. Khanacademy is an online database of class subject videos ranging from algebra to physics and most everything in between. The videos are created by Mr. Salman Khan by writing on a touchscreen tablet and adding some of his own commentary. The videos consist of step-by-step, colorful doodles, useful if you didn't understand today's lesson in math or science class. Each video covers a specific lesson. There are 1,630 videos on last count and are seen about 70,000 times per day. What's remarkable about it is that they are completely free. The website is Khanacademy.com.
Let's take an inside look at the Oklahoma History Center with Walter Eskridge.
Hi, today ASTECTV brings you to the Oklahoma History Center where we will be viewing artifacts from Oklahoma's history. Let's take a look. Today we had the opportunity to go on a tour with the Oklahoma History Center's tour director, Walter Eskridge. He gave us a tour through a variety of galleries that relate back to the very beginning of Oklahoma's history. Hope you enjoy. The One Oak Gallery contains information over 67 Oklahoma Indian tribes that relate back to our ancestors' history in Oklahoma.
A lot of people in Oklahoma are at least part Indian. Mm-hmm. So even if you're not, a full-blood Indian, this is part of your story.
Bear in mind, as you look through this gallery, you'll see many, many things that Indians made. And what you should bear in mind is they used what nature provided. So if you and I want to make something, we go down to the hardware store and we get whatever materials we need and then we make it. These people used things like grass. So like this basket and this hat are made of grass. So the way Indians obtained things that were made of metal is through trade with whites. So whites would encounter Indians and they'd say, I'd like those buffalo hides there, and I'll give you the metal bowl and the rifle in exchange for that. You look in the floor and you see more moccasins and other things that people wore, and lots of beads are sewn onto these. And as you look at them, bear in mind that those beads were sewn on one at a time. This case has a sash that has a large number of beads on it, and you can see that they're sewn on in a manner that is decorative, artistic, and this takes a lot of time and patience and talent. And what we're going to look at are some models of Indian dwellings that are not teepees. So over here on your left, you see an Indian home that doesn't look anything like a teepee. You see another Indian home, and again, it doesn't look anything like a teepee. In fact, if you look closely at this, you see that it's got an internal skeleton made of heavy wood, and then lighter weight wood is attached to that. And then woven grass goes over that, and then sod blocks go over that, and then mud goes on top of that. And we finally are going to see a teepee. These were used by people who expected to not be there for very long.
Now that we've shown you the wonderful artifacts of the Oklahoma History Center, we hope that you've learned a lot and cherished the information as it is your own. We are all affected by the history of the place we live, and we are now the history makers of our time. Let's make the history for the people in the near future a great one. Thanks for watching. Next is Jasmine with an incredible Lullaby quilt.
Does your child have a fear of the dark or sleeping alone? Have you ever wanted to know your child's sleeping patterns or simply wanted to have interactive play no matter the distance? Well, now you can. This evolutionary Lullaby quilt has been said to bridge the difference between a parent and a child geographically apart through interactive play. But what does this mean? It uses the context of the bedtime ritual mixed in with techno-intimacy so that both parent and child get one of these new exciting blankets. Imagine this. You're busy doing something on one side of the house and your child is napping or playing elsewhere. You simply touch a pattern on one of these evolutionary quilts, causing it to illuminate in one specific LED light color, and it will show up in the same pattern on the other quilt and vice versa. Each quilt is built in with its own special LED light color. Its use of classic 5mm LED lights causes the quilt to use special padding, making this quilt more comfortable than any before it. Stay tuned for this amazing Lullaby quilt now on the market.
Now let's head on over to the ASA National Softball Museum. Hi ladies and gentlemen, today ASTECTV Productions brings you to the National Softball Hall of Fame Museum. Let's head on in.
Our upstairs is our actual Hall of Fame. We have about over 350 members ranging from players to managers, commissioners, coaches. You'll see their plaques. And then downstairs we just have a lot of historical information on the college game, our national teams. So we'll go in and take a look. Here we have kind of a history. Softball was, it was in 1933 that softball was invented. And so we've kind of got the history of it. It starts, and actually it goes way back when with the actual ball. There was kitten ball in the 1900s, but 1933 was an Amateur Softball Association was formed. Actually here is where we have our Hall of Famers. Here's it starts, I think up here would be our first one in 1957. This is our Olympic room, so we profile the 4 Olympics we were in. So it's kind of some neat, I mean, this is our most recent case, which is the 08 one, which you can kind of get some, we've got some cleats, the parade suits that they wore for opening ceremonies and on the medal stand. Just photos, news clippings. So this is a pretty cool little display because it's stuff that people don't really get to see up close and personal. Here is our kind of national teams area. Because even though people think national teams think of Olympics, we still go to 3 or 4 events a summer. World champions, Pan American Games, Canada, Japan, you know, kind of all over qualifiers. So this is kind of this section. These are all the world champions that we've had. Men have, actually we probably have just as many men and then women and then our junior teams. Kind of the basic umpire mechanics, what their signs mean. We have a little kiosk there too that you can use to find things. So kind of because we do have tons of umpires that we certify and train.
Hope you enjoyed seeing the ASA National Softball Park. Stay tuned for more shows to come. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, it's Touchcube time.
Water, food, oxygen, some things you just can't live without. The Rubiks Touchcube has now been included to the list of life's bare essentials. The old dusty Rubik's Cube has been revamped to a flashy touchscreen cube. You can't literally turn this Rubik's Touchcube, but instead you click and slide the electronic touch-sensitive squares to solve the cube, or at least try to. It still has the classic red, yellow, blue, orange, and white tiles now illuminated by underlying LED lights. Other than being sleek and shiny, the cube walks you step by step through solving the impossible cube. And you can even watch it solve itself. The Rubik's Touchcube retails for a hefty $150, but it's a small price to pay for such a great product.
First of all, can you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about your role with Spot Mixer?
Yes, thanks. My name is John Love. I am the co-founder of a company called Spot Mixer. And Spot Mixer is a technology company based in Silicon Valley that makes tools that make it very easy for consumers and businesses to create and distribute video.
All right. So what are some of Spot Mixer's major projects and products that they've been working on?
So Spot Mixer, we've been around for a couple years now. And what we've done is we built a video creation engine. And what that means is, what we did is we took many of the video editing features that you would normally find on, frankly, expensive and difficult to use desktop video editing tools. And we put them and made them operate in a browser environment and made them put a UI on top of it that we think allows non-technical people, the normal, the majority people, to be able to use and to be able to put together video. And when we first built this, the first application that we built on top of the engine was a consumer application. And that's a site called One True Media. And One True Media is running today. We've got millions of users on that site. And what they do is they can upload their personal photos, their personal video, add their music, add text to tell video stories. And then we give them a variety of ways to share that out on the web, over the mobile phone, through television. We've also, on top of the engine, have done a similar type of application, but we've done it for businesses. Because businesses are also interested in telling their story with video. What we've done is we've taken the same set of tools, but skinned it slightly differently and made it more applicable to the business environment, where businesses can come online and create a marketing video about their business and then distribute it and get it in front of their customers through a variety of means. So those are our two main applications of technology that we have done. We've also recently branched off into a mobile application, which we call Flix, which is for consumers. Again, built on the same idea, built on the same engine. The idea being, make it very easy for people to communicate and share, in this instance, mobile video.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about who are the founders of Spot Mixer?
I'm a co-founder of the company, and my CTO, my Chief Technologist Officer, is also a founder whose name is Ian Lovejoy.
Alright, so what inspired you and the other co-founder, Ian, to start Spot Mixer?
One of the things that made us interested in this whole field was when I first started, I had little kids. And as a new parent, what you tend to do is you take an enormous amount of photos and you take an enormous amount of video of these kids. And what you want to do is then you want to share those out. And a few years ago, there were many options other than perhaps going down and buying a nice Apple, learning iMovie, or a number of other desktop applications. And I did that. And I found out quite quickly that it's difficult to do. Fantastic programs, no concern, no issue with that. But for many people, it's a difficult editing experience. And I found that if I just want to take a few things and put together a video story, it's not that easy. And so my background is in software engineering, and so is my co-founders. And so there's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be an easier way for people to express themselves with video. And that was the genesis of the company.
Okay, another question. Are there any projects that you worked on that you're especially proud of?
I am especially proud of, of course, many things here. I really like what we're doing lately with respect to the mobile application, which is Flix. think that the mobile phone has completely changed the video world. And what I mean by this is, up until the proliferation of smartphones, in order for people to usually take video, they had a dedicated video device, right? You had your video camera. And, again, good device, but they're bulky, and, who wanted to take that with them every day? You took them only on special occasions. You took that camera with you for birthdays or for graduations or for holidays. And video tended to be sort of a special occasion-based medium. However, with smartphones, with the iPhone, with the Android platform, everybody now is walking around with essentially an HD camera in their pocket. And that completely opens up possibilities for being able to communicate on a daily basis with video. Maybe not maybe in an async mode, but still being able to capture what is going on in your life today and then share that out. And Flix, again, a mobile app, is our attempt to make that process even easier for people. And it's been launched 4 or so months ago. We've been promoted by Apple a number of times. And that product is doing very well, and I think that's got a great future, and that would be an example of something that we're quite proud of here.
All right, thank you, John, for taking the time to visit with us and answer some of our questions. We look forward to seeing Spot Mixer, what happens with it, and you have a good day then.
Thanks very much, Zach. It was good talking to you.
If you enjoy watching ASTECTV, stay tuned in for next week's show. Have a great day.